You know, the more I see people in action, the sadder I feel about humans. You know, I I just did a video where I showed a hawk had taken out a seagull in midair. It caught it in the air and brought it down from the sky, and it was trying to eat it out in the parking lot in front of the Goodwill I was just at. And I left it alone so it would have a meal to eat. But sure enough, as soon as I turned my camera off, this woman comes out and she sees the hawk there, attacking and getting ready to eat the seagull, and she runs out to it and chases the hawk away. Now, it was behind my car, so I didn't see exactly what happened. I know she ran up to it and was screaming and yelling at the hawk and telling her kids to get the keys or some other stuff from her car. And I know the hawk was there on the ground. It was right after I turned off the camera and I got back to my car. And she was screaming and yelling at the hawk. I don't know if the hawk let the seagull go, or if it took off with the seagull, or if the woman ended up grabbing the seagull and is taking it to a veterinarian or whatever. But she shouldn't have interfered, that hawk needs to eat. Honestly, that hawk, that's its food, and it was probably gonna take it, if it's a female or whatever, it was probably gonna take some of the meat back and feed the babies, if it has babies. But by her jumping in there and interfering, she could be condemning that hawk and maybe its babies to dying, which is seriously messed up. I know it was sad to watch the seagull getting attacked by that hawk, but this is nature. And, that hawk needs to eat. And if it has babies, the babies need to eat. My mother feeds seagulls. It's not like I don't like seagulls. Some people think seagulls are like ocean or beach rats. They're like rats, like pigeons and seagulls. They're kind of like scavengers. They eat like dead things, laying around. But I like seagulls. I feed seagulls. When I'm at the beach or something where it's allowed, I'll feed the seagulls. They come right up to me. And when I was out at Jupiter, the park at Jupiter, Dubois Park or Dubois Park, I was out there. There was a one-legged seagull that would come visit me. Every day I ate, he would come up to me and I would share with him some of my food. So it's not like I don't like seagulls. But if it wasn't like my one-legged friend, of course, because you get an attachment and then you don't behave necessarily in the best way for nature, because if a hawk attacks a kid or a cat or dog, I would run out there and chase the hawk away. Even if it was a dog I didn't know who the owner was, or a cat that I didn't know who the owner was, I would definitely go out there and chase the hawk away, because it's probably somebody's pet. Of course, it could be a feral cat, but still, it's a cat. It's not the same as like a seagull. But maybe that lady has a pet seagull. I don't know. All I know is I was a bit annoyed and upset with her that she would jump in there and basically try to take away the hawk's food, which to me is messed up. But that's humans for you, and it's just something that I think is very annoying, and it makes me sad for humans, that humans would do that to other animals. I can just imagine her sitting there trying to eat dinner, and then somebody busts down her door and say, "Hey, you can't eat that pig," or "You can't eat that chicken." Let's see, she will she will stop the hawk from eating the pigeon or the seagull, but then, you know, she'll walk out of Walmart with a rotisserie chicken and stick that on her dinner table. Can you just imagine somebody busting down the door and chasing her away from her rotisserie chicken? That's how I feel about it, you know. Anyhow, rant over. But that was so annoying to watch that happen when I had just, you know, myself and the other couple that were out there, they saw it on the, I saw it when in the air. I didn't catch it on the, you know, when it did the attack. I started filming when it was on the ground just to tell you guys what I just saw. And the people who came out saw it and they left it alone. Because that's nature. You don't run up to, like, yeah, unless it's eating something that we don't consider nature, like, you know, like a pet cat or dog or something. Like if you had a pet rat, or pet mouse, and a hawk or a snake or whatever was trying to eat it, I can see you trying to save it because that's your pet. But if it's a wild animal and you run up to it and you save it, now what are you going to do? You're going to take care of that bird? Now that's going to be your pet? But meanwhile, the hawk and its family starve? You know? Anyhow, I'm going to sign out because enough of this rant.